Welcome everyone to another student interview. This time will be with me, Eric. He has a very interesting story. It will be great that you're sharing that with us. And yeah, we can jump into this stuff. First of all, who are you? How old are you? If you can share a few words about yourself, that would be amazing.
Yeah, sure. So I'm 45 years old. I am currently in Florida, enjoying the sunshine and warm weather. Uh, 3 years now post back surgery. I had T2, 3, and 4 fusion um, back in 2022, August of 2022. I started having some really bad symptoms in terms of spinal stenosis and, was getting a lot of weakness. At one point, I could hardly lift my left leg, lost a lot of muscle mass on the left side of my lower body. And I was really committed to making a full recovery and doing it naturally with no sort of pain medication or anything like that. And I think it was the summer of 2023 when I came across Seb's content on Instagram while I was on vacation in Italy. And some of the stuff that Seb was sharing, especially regarding vitamin D and sun and how to properly tan, was interesting to me. I found it different and insightful. So, reached out to Seb over Instagram, and we hit it off pretty quickly and worked with him for a couple of years.
Yeah, it was an amazing journey from my side as well. Okay, and how was you mentioned a few things. Okay, you had the spinal cord injury. How was the
Yeah.
situation back then? If you can, yeah, share a bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably one of the most challenging physical issues that I've ever had to deal with. I've had other injuries, but this was definitely mentally and physically challenging. Um, I really wanted to put my mind over matter and really commit myself to rebuilding back stronger post surgery. So, um, the symptoms just came on really suddenly, and they they rapidly got worse over several months. It took the doctor some time to figure out what the issue was. But as soon as they found out what the issue was, they recommended a surgery. Um, I did look into other, forms of therapy like chiropractic and stuff like that. Wasn't really doing much. It was actually getting worse. So, I decided to go the surgery route. I'm happy with my decision. I'm basically back to full strength. I would say I'm probably in the best shape I've ever been in. I've never not been in great shape, but I'm really happy with the progress and working with Seb, especially in terms of optimizing the nutrition. It's not like I was eating unhealthy beforehand, but just getting everything dialed in and really getting an education, a really deep education on that was very helpful. And optimizing the workout routine and checking my form in certain aspects of exercises and making sure that we had that training routine optimized for injury prevention. I was having a lot of elbow, wrist pain, a lot of that kind of aches and pains and stuff from overtraining issues, and we were able to sort all that out.
Okay, that's amazing. Yeah, so many people have this confusion that okay, I'm gonna start having a healthy diet, which is great. It's a good first step. But for some people, what is healthy is not healthy for another person. So
Yeah,
everything is based on context, based on obviously what kind of lifestyle you had before. Some people are dealing with heavy nutrient deficiencies. So jumping on a clean diet is not gonna work. Maybe you're not gonna absorb those nutrients. Maybe you have problems with your gut that you need to fix first before having a
yeah,
healthy diet. So it depends, and this is why many people are seen, based on my experience, 16 years into this, they just believe, okay, I need to eat healthy, and that's it. No, that's just, another step that you have to do, but you have to
Mhm.
build your own ecosystem.
Yeah. Another thing worth mentioning, I would say, is, prior to us working together, I was leaning, I would say, pretty heavily on protein powders and supplements, and we've been able to reduce that really to just taking the magnesium glycinate. And I've never felt better, honestly. Getting all my protein from Whole Foods has been a big game changer, and honestly, I feel like the protein powder is probably just like a overpriced filler anyhow. So yeah, the nutrition really was a big thing, even though I felt like I was eating really healthy beforehand.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. And do you think that nutrition potentially helped you recover faster from those injuries that you had previously?
Yeah, well, I would say that the aches and pains and the inflammation definitely were significantly reduced because I'm not having any elbow pain now. And I think a lot of that has to do with the training regimen that we were able to optimize as well. Um, and, just overall feeling like I have a ton of energy. I sleep better, definitely more regular in terms of digestion and all of that. Um, Prior to our working together, I was having some minor digestive issues like, loose stool and kind of some issues with stomach pain a little bit. And all of that has pretty much gone away.
That's awesome to hear. Okay, so yeah, what you mentioned with the training part is that what I've seen that is happening. I used to work in a gym, and all the biggest guys from that city were coming to train there, and I've seen that I overly analyze why they are dealing with those kind of injuries. And usually what is happening that people don't have an injury prevention strategy. That's one of the biggest things. And then obviously you have the ego, you are
Yeah.
overtraining, over your capacity, I'll say. And then,
Hmm.
yeah, the injuries will appear. And what is happening? You train consistently for 6 months, you get injured, and then you cannot train anymore for another 6 months. So in 1 year, you basically make zero progress. So
Yeah.
I've seen that a lot of people are stuck into that loop, and then they will eventually give up because they
Hmm.
think, okay, if this is the only way, I cannot do it long term. So yeah, you have to switch the strategy. Okay, that's great. And what was your goal, let's say, exactly before starting to work with me? Or, we had our first conversation, our first call.
Yeah.
What was
I would
your goal
say,
back then?
initially the goal was to gain muscle mass, which I feel like we did gain the muscle mass a little bit, but for me, it's really hard to keep that in terms of, hitting my calories and everything. So I think we kind of netted out somewhere in neutral territory, but the significant gains that we made were in terms of pain reduction, injury prevention, and just overall, I feel like better, dialed in nutrition.
That's awesome. Okay, so yeah, I think we discussed about this many times, and we almost agreed that you reached your potential, I would say natural potential. So the next
Actually, yeah.
step will definitely to take something, but it's not. I mean, in my experience and in my opinion, it's definitely not worth it because yeah, you get something. I don't know. Maybe you jump on a steroid cycle, and yeah, you gain, let's say 5, 10 pounds of pure muscle mass. But can you maintain it after that? After you
Right.
finish that cycle? So yeah,
Now,
if
if
you
I can't
go,
maintain it naturally, I don't think you'd be able to maintain it from taking some kind of an anabolic thing. Um, I'm generally very happy with my body composition right now. I mean, there's always room for improvement, and for now, I feel like I'm very pleased with the results.
Right, glad to hear that. That's amazing. And why did you decide to invest in yourself back then?
I think it was just, I'm always a very curious person about, different things you can do to live healthier, to be more fit, and to, do all these things. But with the amount of misinformation that's out there, I really felt like I needed somebody who has done their homework, who really knows their stuff in terms of, especially on the nutrition portion, because I feel like there's just so much misinformation out there right now, and you don't know what to believe. And Seb, you've been such a wealth of knowledge to me in that respect, and I highly recommend anyone who's curious about, whether they're getting the right nutrition or whether their workouts optimized, to definitely get in touch with Seb because not only has he been a great resource in terms of training advice and nutritional advice and all of that, but also just a great friend and just a really great partner in all of this. So,
I appreciate that a
yeah.
lot. I can say the same things to you. Yeah, the collaboration was definitely one of the best that I had. Okay, that's great. And out of thousands and thousands and thousands of trainers online, why
Yeah.
did you choose me?
I think it was your point of view. You mentioned something. I think the video that really caught my attention was about the tanning stuff, and you don't want to necessarily be wearing sunglasses when you're tanning, and to be grounded, and all the stuff about being careful about sunscreen ingredients was a real eye opener for me because I mean, being here in the U.S., all this stuff is kind of pushed on you and it's nice to have kind of a third party opinion that is kind of outside of that whole world.
Yeah, yeah, gotcha. I remember that video. It was about how to properly get tanned and also to get the vitamin D absorbed, which
Yeah,
of
which for me
course,
has always been a challenge. As you know, I've always had some vitamin D deficiencies. So,
yeah, the majority of people, I don't know the percentage, I don't remember, but I think more than 70% of the world's population are dealing
yeah.
with vitamin D deficiency. And that's a problem because vitamin D prevents all types of cancer. So it's necessary to have it in our system.
Yeah, and I've been, getting my sun in, as much as I can in the most natural way. Just had a blood test last week. I'm gonna go and meet with my doctor tomorrow, actually. So I'll keep you posted on how that goes.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah,
Okay, and how do you feel now that you learn this concept of metabolic health and also you have my support? Do you know how to face the next stage? Do you have the confidence level, the attitude?
yeah, I would say, the resources that you've provided me with are invaluable, in terms of the Discord channel and all of the tutorials that you have there. And the training program that we put together and the Google Docs and everything that have just been phenomenal. And going to continue to develop that and, up my strength as much as possible while also being, careful about overtraining.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. And also, what would that happen if you decided to do nothing about your situation back then?
I think I would have been continuing to deal with, you know, just not optimized nutrition. Probably still be somewhat dependent on supplements that weren't really doing much for me, except for costing me money. And the overtraining injuries, for I would say 5 to 10 years prior to us working together, I had always had some issue of elbow pain, shoulder pain, that kind of stuff. unrelated to my back injuries. And that's always been a challenge because I'm really the type of person who always wants to be in the gym day by day, and just having that optimized program and following that set 4 day split that we put together has really been a game changer.
Yeah, I believe 4 days is just ideal for most people because when people are starting into this journey, they believe the more you do, the better. But
Yeah.
that's the mistake because you can deal with injuries and again stop your journey, or you're just exhausted all the time. And
Yeah, I mean, when I was in my 20s, I did 6, 7 days a week and no problems. But, as soon as basically, as soon as I hit 40, it really became more of a challenge with the overtraining injuries and the elbow pain and joint pain and stuff like that. And since we've optimized things, I haven't really had those issues. A little bit of shoulder pain here and there from training, but, I'm now more cognizant about the form and giving myself that break when I need it. So, yeah.
yeah, so somebody watching, if you're in your 20s, don't go to the gym 6, 7 times because you can deal with injuries later. That's the lesson.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm in my 30s as well, and you know, I I could say I work in a gym and I was there every day, so but I didn't train every day. I knew that okay, I need to find some kind of balance.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe you've been more energetic back then than me because you had better weather, maybe more sun and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just that you need to find what is working for you because you need to integrate this. It's just 3 or 4 hours weekly, and then the time will pass anyway. So why not investing, just this little time that you have in a week for making progress with this? Okay, gotcha. So what do you say is the thing that helped you the most in this journey, to achieve this kind of fitness
Yeah,
success?
being able to reach out to you at any time to ask questions was really helpful for me. And like I said, I think the biggest two things were optimized nutrition, whole foods diet, reducing the supplements as much as possible. Um, and being able to bounce different ideas off of you, really going deep into the blood work and the labs, and we did the hair tests for heavy metals and everything like that was really helpful. And as much as I hated recording myself doing my exercises to check form, that was really helpful too. So,
Yeah, I know that part. Many people are they hate that part, but it's just that I don't know. You go to your mechanic, and that guy has 20 years experience. He knows exactly by the noise that your car is making what is the problem. So I can say it's the same thing for me. Visually, when I see something, I can spot if there is a problem. It's just experience, of staying in the gym and seeing a lot of people training and all that stuff. So I would say it's necessary. If you are watching this and you go consistently to the gym, doesn't matter if you are advanced. If nobody checked your form
mhm.
until now, I strongly recommend that you do.
Yeah.
Doesn't
And
matter
I,
if
I
you are.
initially thought that my form was pretty good. I mean, I've always been very aware of my form, but there were little tweaks that we made that definitely helped with my shoulder issues and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, it's always just maybe plus 5% that you can improve in an exercise. And also, yeah, just to brag a bit about myself, my godfather was an old school bodybuilder, so the game was different back then. Back then, we didn't have so many videos and stuff like that, so everything was a community. People were learning from each other,
mhm.
and yeah, obviously they were taking care of others. Right now, what is happening? You watch a YouTube video about that specific exercise and you do it yourself. That's the learning method. But back then in the past, everybody was taking care of each other, which was amazing. This idea of community.
Yeah.
Okay, would you recommend the metabolic health system? And if yes, why?
Yeah, I would recommend it 10 out of 10. Uh, just because to me, having that education, being aware of all of the different factors that are involved in nutrition, not just in terms of what you're eating, but every environmental factor that we covered throughout the course, are just a lot of things to keep in mind because, I mean, depending on where you live, depending on, your consumer culture, you can really be exposed to a lot of harmful things in terms of, hormonal health. And that was a real eye opener for me. I'd always known about it, I've always been very um, aware of these things, but just having that education throughout the course was really helpful.
Okay, glad to hear that. And yeah, also if someone is watching this and they were, let's say, on the fence so about investing in themselves, what would you say to them?
I would say that, if you're the type of person who is constantly seeking self-improvement and you are the type of person who wants to take your fitness to the next level, no matter what that level is, you could be starting at number one, you could be starting at nine, right? Seb is going to get you there. And I would do this all over again from square one. It was a rewarding experience. I feel like we have a lifelong friendship ahead of us. And, certainly when I'm ready to kind of level up to the next step, we're going to be back in touch and, uh, take it there. So I definitely recommend Seb. I've met a lot of trainers. I've always been, friendly with everybody at the gym, but in terms of expertise and knowledge and all of the nutritional background and the hormonal health stuff, I mean, Seb, you take it full circle, and I don't think anybody is really quite at your level in terms of knowledge, so definitely recommend.
I appreciate that a lot. It means a lot for me as well, your kind words. Okay, and let's say what would you do differently if you start the program again? If you
Hmm.
were to do the program again?
I mean, I don't know that I would do anything necessarily differently. Um, One thing that I have kind of done since since we wrapped up was really reduce, like I would like to have a drink at the end of the day. I've really reduced that a lot, so maybe that might be something to consider. Um, no, I'm just very happy with the whole entire process. It was well structured. Everything was very clear. The documentation was excellent, and yeah,
Right. You know something funny, Emanuele, which is the previous interview. It's here on YouTube. He said, I wanted to get more sun. I will get more sun. That is something funny because I was keep telling him about the importance of the sun. So yeah, sun is extremely important. It's like steroids, but only
yeah,
if your diet is clean and you absorb the nutrients and everything is, I would say, fixed in a way. So if you have a bad diet, if you consume a lot of ultra processed food, yeah, the
yeah.
sun can be damaging. It's in the end a pro-oxidant, so it will create a free radicals and all that stuff. So it depends, Some again, some things will be beneficial for someone, but maybe they will be the opposite for another person. So
Yeah,
everything,
everybody's different.
exactly, everything is contextual. Okay, then. So yeah, that was the last question. Is there anything else you would like to add here?
I'll definitely be getting plenty of sun, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I hope you visit Italy soon so we can have a drink or
Yeah,
something. That would be amazing.
love that.
So yeah, this should be it. I'm so happy that we had this interview. I hope your story will inspire a lot of people from severe injuries to getting
Yeah,
exactly what you want, your dream body, understanding nutrition, understanding the hormones, being able to read the blood work and all that stuff. So yeah, I hope people will get inspired, and I want you to continue to have this kind of success. It's not a
Thank you.
Fremont transformation. This is for decades. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time today. It truly means a lot. And yeah,
Pleasure.
looking forward to seeing your success in the future. We'll stay in touch anytime.
Absolutely.
So that's great. And yeah, for people watching this interview on YouTube, I really appreciate you watching this. I hope this is inspiring. I hope this will push you to make a change. Now it's important more than ever. I'm looking at the numbers every day. 60-70% of people
Yeah.
are overweight and obese in developed countries,
Yeah,
which
and
is
I
something
would
new.
add one thing, if you are someone who's suffering from a serious injury, don't take it as a life sentence. It's an opportunity for you to change some things and adapt, right? Because, I may never regain the same exact strength and balance that I had before, but I've been able to adapt in different ways to get the result that I wanted. So there's always hope. And so long as you have a strong mind and a partner like Seb, you're going to be able to achieve the results that you want to achieve. So don't ever doubt yourself.
Yeah, don't lose hope. It's important to take care of your body because it's the only place that you have. So if you are interested in having a conversation with me, having hormonal problems or just wanting to lose some body weight, whatever your goals are regarding fitness and health, you can book a call with me from the link in the description. The best case, we end up working together. The worst case, I'm gonna still give you some clarity and what you need to do, what kind of next steps you should take. I mean, I'm a friendly person, but I also, yeah, want to help in a way. So, yeah, thank you again for the interview, Eric. Thank you for being here, and see you in the next one.